Hello, welcome to Warriors Within, the podcast that amplifies the voices of sickle cell warriors and their families. I am your host, Coco Chanel, here to guide you through the real, raw, and resilient stories of sickle cell warriors and their everyday journeys. I'm here with my wonderful guest, Kemba. How are you?
I am doing great, thank you.
I am so happy to sit with you. It was like a pleasure just getting our little powwow in. But I just want you to go ahead and let's start it off. Tell me about who are you? Who is Kemba? Are you a caregiver? Are you a sickle cell warrior? You an advocate? You all the above. We know that much. But tell the audience who you are.
Yes, my name is Kemba Gosier. I'm president of Advancing Sickle Cell Advocacy Project, but most importantly, I'm the mother of an adult living with sickle cell disease. I have a daughter that has sickle cell disease SS.
Okay. And how did you already know that you had the trait and she was going, that you were going to have a baby that was going to come out sickle cell anemic? Or
to be totally honest with you, I was a teenage mother.
Okay.
I was very naive to a lot of things. I had no idea I even had the trait until my daughter was actually born. And the letter came. Back then they were doing letters to your house. There was no phone call or anything. And my mom intercepted the letter.
Okay.
And I didn't know what that meant because I didn't know anyone that has sickle cell disease, and I had no idea that I even had the trait.
Okay. So how did this journey start for you? Because now that your story sounds, we already had this conversation, it's so much similar to mine. So how did that journey start for you? So now you have this beautiful baby and you just getting this letter in the mail. And until when did she have like her first crisis? Was it like 6 months? Or was it a year?
Well, my daughter was almost 9 pounds when she was born.
Oh,
wow. She was so chunky, healthy.
She was chunky.
Yes. So when you get a letter like that telling you that something's wrong with your child, and then you look at your child and they look
fine to
normal,
you.
Fine. I went through a phase of denial. Like this is incorrect. And like I said, my mom, since I was a teenager, she intercepted the letter. So a few months went by and I didn't even know. Because my family, they understood and knew what sickle cell meant, but I didn't. So when they came to me and told me, okay, Courtney, she has sickle cell, you're going to have to take her to the hematologist and things like that, I was in denial for a long time because my daughter looked like there was nothing wrong with her. She started off having symptoms around age 1, and it started off with her with fevers. She didn't start off initially with pain, like really, really high fevers, infections. And so her first pain crisis, I would say she was close to 3 years old. And it was very traumatic, extremely traumatic, because as a mom, you should be able to fix it and make it right and make it better. And to not be able to do that, to make it better.
It hurts.
It hurts. Like there's no greater pain to me than experiencing your child going through something and you can't help them.
Agreed.
You're right. And then to make matters worse during that time in the emergency room physician told me don't plan for her to go to college because she won't live to make it to college. And so that did something to me that was so devastating. And even though my daughter was so young, she remembered the doctor saying that.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. It's like a photographic memory of them stamping like their life. I don't know. Every warrior I have talked to, they remember every doctor that has sat there and told them their life expectancy. So it doesn't surprise me that you say that. That's one narrative that I really hope and I pray that can change and get eliminated. Not even change, just eliminate it. Because that shouldn't be a stigma that's put on them.
Correct.
So as you find out this journey, I'm pretty sure now you had to educate yourself with her first hospital visit. How did you go about educating yourself?
Just starting to read up on sickle cell, becoming active in the community, talking to other parents. There's someone who was very instrumental. Back then, there was a physician that was pediatric, Dr. Charles Pegalo. He's no longer with us, but that was her hematologist. And just being around other parents, talking to them, other people's experience, that helped me a lot. That helped me a lot because what I found, it's It's something about being connected to others that have sickle cell, because we're part of a community that nobody really understands.
Yeah.
So trying to even relate this to like a close friend, what you're dealing with your child, and then their child may not have any issues, it's
hard.
Right.
It's hard.
But connecting with others.
It's the barrier.
Yes. Not that they don't care.
Yeah.
But to have that lived experience, it is different.
It's definitely different. So is that what influenced you to start your organization?
Well, actually, when my daughter became a teenager and transitioned to adult care, which I'm sure many of the warriors have shared with you how that was.
The transition.
Yes. She actually had no transition. It was just like, okay, you're over age. You're thrust into the adult world. Yeah, there was no transition. And so it was very traumatic. That was another traumatic experience, to go from being treated well to go from, in the adult side, we have so many issues still. So at that point, it wasn't that many resources at that time, because this is going to be year 10 for us.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's beautiful.
It is. It's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but I thank God that we're still here.
Yes.
So at that time, I decided to start something. We started with a support group. And I have a friend who's a sickle cell warrior who has a child with a sickle cell, has a sickle cell warrior as well. And so I was like, we need to do something. And we just started off having support groups. And it actually started off in my house.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then we branched out, and we've been going strong. We have 3 support groups now, one for preteens, teens, one general one, and one for those that are going through bone marrow transplants or want to.
That's
or interested
beautiful.
in it.
So what have you learned or experienced on this journey with your foundation and engaging with sickle cell warriors?
I've learned that, well, I already knew the sickle cell warriors are special, and I know I'm partial. I might sound a little bit partial, but
no, we are.
Yeah, it's like something so special about someone with sickle cell.
It is.
Because the definition of a warrior is an experienced soldier or fighter. But I've seen my daughter go through things that like the strongest man could not even handle. And not only with her, other warriors, like what they can endure, and they still keep pushing and fighting. It's just something so, like, that motivates me.
It does.
That makes me want to do better. That makes me want to help. And when my daughter was born, to be honest with you, I was very angry and I was in denial. And just being totally transparent, it's like, why my child? Why my child? You know?
Yeah.
Why does my child have to watch the other kids play, run, and then knowing if she does it, she's probably going to come inside and be in pain or not feeling well? But the anger, that's no longer there. That's been gone for a while. I now know that this is my purpose in life, that I have a child with this for a reason, for me to be a voice amongst others to make a difference.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I feel like that's part of a topic as well. A lot of parents or caregivers don't talk about, because I've got asked that before, you know, when I had my son, like, were you, like, how did you take it? And my first thing I said was I was in denial too. Like, nobody was able to tell me that I couldn't take my, like, everybody kept telling me, you can't take him do this. You can't take him do this.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't hearing that. I'm a young mama and y'all tell me I can't take my baby outside? Oh no. And of course, being young, you don't want to hear it. You're being stubborn. So you gonna try to find out for your own self. So I feel like that's a lot of caregivers, to be honest with you. That's something that we really don't talk about enough, because denial does play a part into the parenthood, because like you said, we can't do nothing to help them. We just literally have to sit there and just be an emotional shoulder and tell them it's going to be okay, knowing in the back of our head it could go 1,000 different ways. So I definitely agree with you. That's one topic that, you know, a lot of us don't talk about, is the denial factor.
Wow.
So with your foundation, tell me a little bit more about it. So you inspired to obviously start it because of, obviously, with the lieu of your daughter, but tell me more about your foundation.
We've just been in the trenches trying to do the work, doing the work to make a difference. We've been working on legislative efforts to make it where providers with a healthcare license have to be receive continuing education on sickle cell disease. That's something that we have been working towards. Just being a resource for families, and not only families, but individuals with sickle cell caregivers. We also have a program called COPE, because actually the sickle cell affects the entire family, not just the warrior and the mom, the siblings as well. So we have a program called Community of Parents Empowered as well, where we have outlets for the warriors and their siblings. We do creative outlets, gardening, therapeutic.
Beautiful.
There's different things that you can do that's therapeutic, that you think outside the box.
Yeah.
Growing something.
Yeah.
Music therapy, art therapy, mindfulness. We incorporate all that into our programs to address the entire family.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
coping strategies of how to.
Because mental, like in a couple of interviews I've done with a few guests, mental health seems to be the biggest topic that is underplayed in the sickle cell community, but needs to be amplified as well. Because mental health doesn't, like you said, it affects the whole family. It doesn't just affect the warrior, it affects the caregiver and the sibling as well.
Yes.
I want you to elaborate on, because you were explaining to me about your daughter was in an article, and I want you to tell me about this because it was very intriguing.
Yeah, so in 2000, actually not 2000, this was January 21st, 1997, my daughter was featured in an article with the Miami Herald. And at this time, I believe she was 4. And at this time, she had been admitted to the hospital 33 times.
Wow.
So imagine as a child being admitted that many times.
In 1 year.
In her lifespan of being, a little girl. And
that's a lot.
The title of the article is Seeking Hope for Sickle Cell, and this was in 1997.
And we're still seeking hope.
Yes, and we're still seeking hope. And honestly, we can't give up on the hope.
No.
We do have so many things coming down the pipelines. That's why I'm glad to be here at the conference to get the information. But we still seeking hope.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful article. And it speaks volumes, to be honest with you, because you said the article's from
1997.
You see what I'm saying? And now we're in 2025. So granted, we have progression that has been made, but it's way more that I agree with you, more that we can do.
We still have a lot of work to do.
So I want to ask you this about your baby.
Yes.
What does she like to do as a warrior? Because I like to know about my, not just the caregivers. I want to know about the warriors. Like, what do they like to do? What do they hope to change for sickle cell? Because they are the ones that's living with it, and we have to be, like you said, be the voice to vocalize it for them sometimes.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually her voice. My daughter's very shy and introverted. I'm not only her voice, but I'm the voice for anybody with sickle cell. Here for everyone to serve. But I'm more so her voice. She's not outspoken, but she loves art.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, she loves art. She loves poetry.
Oh.
Yeah, she's very talented. And I want to share this, and if she sees this, she may get upset with me. But I'm very proud of her, because when that doctor told us that don't plan to go to college, that really did something. It broke something in her. Even though she was really, really young, it also broke something in me. And it was to the point where my daughter would not allow me to celebrate her birthday. I'm talking about for years as a result of that, because every time her birthday would come around, she would think, I'm not going to be here. I'm closer to not being here. But I'm so happy that we were able to break that. So that meant a lot. And now we go all out for her birthday.
That's beautiful, as you should, because it's a great event to be celebrating.
Yes, absolutely.
I totally agree.
Absolutely, but warriors, they don't need to internalize anything negative of because some people just don't know what to say.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And God has the last say on anybody.
Yeah, I totally agree. So with your foundation, because I know you partner with a few of them, I did. How do you guys all partner together? And let me ask them, reverse my question. Where do you see the change and when you guys partner together and y'all advocate and go out to the community? Where do you see
There's always power in numbers.
It definitely is.
There's always power in numbers. And we started actually a CBO Unite for the state, where we try to get everybody involved to to see what everyone else is doing and for us to come together. Especially, it's very important, especially for this state, because we have the highest number of people with sickle cell disease. So it's definitely more power and strength in numbers, and speaking with one voice and unity is very important.
Very much so. Obviously from the article, I can tell you've been a Miami native or Florida native for a long time. So growing up, obviously in Florida, where have you noticed this living in Miami, where could, I guess I want to say, Miami could pull together, or Florida in general, because this is all over. South Florida is the biggest one, but we're going to say South Florida. Where do you think that us as individuals in South Florida could pull together and make more for the sickle cell community? Because like you said, it's power in numbers. So if the whole South Florida pulled together.
Yeah. To be honest, I feel like the real change comes into policy.
Yes.
Legislation.
I agree.
On the higher level, where we can actually see a difference. And don't get me wrong, we're making headway.
Yeah, we are.
We're making headway with treatments, everything. So just to keep pushing forward. I feel like that's the main core where we need to be.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And we need resources too, of course. We need resources, especially individuals with sickle cell disease.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Is there anything that in your foundation that you feel that you had any hardships and trials? Because I mean, obviously, if you've been going this long, you didn't have trials and tribulations, and I feel like anything that goes along with medical, you are going to have ups and downs.
Absolutely.
So, what trials and tribulations have your foundation faced? Advocating and helping out, this demographic?
Yeah, I would say to be in existence 10 years is always trying to navigate in terms of funding.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, the community needs so much, especially in the climate that we're in right now.
Yes.
Financially, it's a lot of hardship that's going on. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that you pour into the organization when you're doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
And just at the main core of the focus is always the families, the warriors at the main focus of everything we do. So trying to maintain the resources and keeping things going, that's definitely a challenge, especially consistently.
Yeah. So if there's anything as a community that we could do to help your foundation, because your foundation helps us, you know what I'm saying? What could the community do to help your foundation?
Yes. Well, I know that supporting events, volunteering is something. We're always looking for, I think as a nonprofit organization, you can't have enough help.
That's true.
You cannot have enough help.
That's very true.
So I feel like people pouring back into the community-based organization, if a CBO has helped, join, lend your helping hands. Lend your helping hands. Volunteering, getting in, seeing what you can do to support is very important.
I want to get personal. So what was one time in your sickle cell journey with your baby that you recall, and you, as a mother, because I know as a mom, you probably done felt this before, you was just probably like, yeah, I'm gonna have to sit this one down. Because I feel like we all as caregivers have had our moments where we just gotta walk out that hospital and we just gotta be like, God, take the wheel, just take it, because that's our moment where we actually want to stop. But can you give me a time or a situation that you had a situation like that with your baby and you had to push through?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know anybody that's an adult with sickle cell that doesn't have a horror story.
I know.
And that's so sad, but that's the reality that we're living in.
It's true.
So we're pushing to try to combat that. And it takes all of us to work towards that. The situation when my daughter was 2 with that doctor, I truly think that was that
was it.
Yeah, that one, because it broke both of us.
Yeah.
And it left such a lasting impact for many years that we had to overcome.
So you did say that you have other children, correct?
I have another daughter that's a year younger.
And does she have sickle cell?
She has the trait.
Okay. And how is it like trying to balance? Like, well, how was it trying to balance both? Because if she just has the trait, like I said, because me and your stories were so much similar.
Yeah.
If she has the trait, I only imagine you in hospital with one baby, and then you got to leave that baby to make sure this baby's okay. Yeah. So you're a parent split in two.
Definitely, and they both have the same father, so it was very difficult because even with my other daughter, it was like, okay, she's normal and I'm not.
Yeah.
How come that happened?
Yeah.
Why, and then guilt from my daughter that has the trait.
Yeah.
That she can do things that her sister can't. So that's not easy. And then having to be away from the one that is quote unquote healthy.
Yeah.
That's also difficult. That was very difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
Now that they're adults and everything, she understands and she's supportive of her sister. But when kids are young, they want their mom there.
They definitely do. They don't understand that situation at all. Yeah. And it's funny that you say that the other sibling does end up feeling like, they kind of feel like neglected.
Yeah.
And that's, again, like why I like to have these topics, because these are things that they don't really kind of, like I said, they're not talked about or touched about, because it goes back to what you said, the whole family is affected. So how did you navigate for your youngest baby to make sure mentally, emotionally, she know that she was loved and she was like, you not forgotten, because I do get it, because I have obviously a second child, and they always feel like the sickle cell warrior is the one that's either the favorite, the one with the most attention, or they get the stay home from school because they don't feel good and they lucky. And I'm like, that's not the case. That's not the case. Baby, he's really sick. Like, he's really sick.
Exactly.
So
it's hard.
It is. So how did you help your baby, like, growing up, understand, like, hey, like, we got to help Sissy go through this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not about you. We understand. How did you help her understand that?
Yeah, honestly, I'm grateful that I had a lot of family support.
Yes.
My mom, my aunt, I had family support. So, because there's never been a time, even though my daughter's an adult, she's never been without me as an inpatient. So I'm very happy that I have been able to be there with her, because you would think that, to me, an adult warrior needs more care.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
They do. More than peds, for sure.
It's so, you have to be very involved with advocating for them, because they can't do it for themselves when they go into the hospital. But I was lucky to have my family, blessed to have my family be very supportive of me. If I had to be there for my other daughter, they would spend time, take care of her. And I would always, even when my daughter was in the hospital, I would do little things like have lunch with her, go back to the hospital, show up at her school, unannounced, just to let her know that, you're important. I love you too.
Yeah.
It's just that your sister is going through this. But that's why we have that program I was telling you about, because COPE, for the whole family, for siblings, because they oftentimes get forgotten about.
They do.
Not on purpose. It's just because the nature of this condition.
Yes. For sure. No, I agree with you. They definitely do. Because they, like you said, they feel like they neglected. And you're not neglected. It's just mommy got to be all over the place.
Absolutely.
And I gotta make sure you guys are okay before everything is done. So I love the fact that your foundation has these outlets. Which part of, because you just stated you have different groups, which group do you see that is actually maximized? Because I know you see the difference and you see changes over time. Which group did you actually see grow? So that means that group actually is making more progress and they actually tying in together.
The main support group that we have, like the general one, I would say we started off like literally meeting in my house, and then it just branched off, and we have consistently had that support group for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I would say that general one is the most. All of them are impactful.
Yes, they are.
But that one, we have speakers that come on.
Okay.
And share, and just hearing from the warriors, the different issues that they're facing, different things they want to talk about, because it's peer driven.
It is.
So they let us know some of the issues that they want to discuss, or it might even be an open share day.
I like that. Is there like anything that you, because I feel like we learn something about them, like learn stuff from our warriors every day as being a mom. what's something that you have learned about yourself from warriors?
Just to be grateful. Just to be grateful every day. And to be honest, I rarely complain about not feeling well. I rarely do that because I'm like, I can't. Yeah. And my daughter tells me, if your head is hurting, it's hurting.
I'm like, I don't want it. I be trying to, I agree with you. I be trying to push through too. I say the same thing.
She like, yes. So, yeah, but just her resilience.
Yes.
And her strength, her inner strength is so powerful. And I just admire that. I admire that. It makes me just want to be superwoman. And that's what we are, supermoms. So.
We are. Is there anything that you want to say to your warriors about your foundation that they could like find you at or contact you? Anything that they would need that they didn't know? Because you got some gems in at your foundation.
Thank you. I try very hard.
So what are they? Where can they find you? What other programs that the warriors didn't know that they can contact you at?
Yes, they can contact us on Instagram or Facebook at ASAP Be Informed. So ASAP Be Informed. The website is www.asapbeinformed as well. .org. asapbeinformed.org.
Got you.
So they can follow like that. Follow us. Contact us if they need assistance. Or anything. That's what we're here for, to be a service.
And is there anything that you would like to say to your warriors, even on behalf of your daughter? Was there anything that you want to say to the audience, to all the warriors before we close out?
Keep pressing, keep fighting. You have a voice. You have a voice.
For sure.
So keep fighting the good fight. And we're making progress, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there because we have to. And we have to do it for our next generation that's coming up of warriors. Yes. We're going to keep doing this so we can pave the way to make it better for them.
Yes, I totally agree. It all starts, like you said, with us, our voice, awareness, advocating, and keep going.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much for sitting down with me, Kemba, and telling us about your foundation. I hope all my warriors go and seek all the attention that you have and all the needs you have to offer. Like I said, thank you so much for sitting down and making awareness with me. I hope we talk more and have more business to do together.
I hope so too. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to share.
No, thank you. So I'm going to wrap it up, and that is it for our Warriors Within episode. Thank you for joining us.